Daddy.
Hey, greetings, fine people of the internet. Welcome, welcome from rainy New Jersey. It's pretty mucky out there today. Welcome back, part 2, I guess this is. If anybody's just joining in or hasn't seen the previous live stream, what we'll be doing today is working on a community render challenge. It's kind of like, it's more like a community render project. So it's like a 5-second animation clip where everybody will be contributing, and then they'll be strung together in one big long montage. And as such, this all has to be thematically the same, and the camera motion is actually locked in. So everyone is going to look something like this here. We have the theme is boss fight. So you have this big boss and like the smaller hero, and the camera is orbiting around the boss. And the majority of the shot is in slow motion. So that's pretty much our constraints. And we can do what we want with that. So what I've started to do was, let me bounce over here to iClone. What I've started doing is one with a little girl basically attacking her teddy bear with hedge clippers, because I'm a sick person like that. And he's doing this little Matrix Neo style thing to duck out of the way of the hedge clippers. So this is as far as we got Tuesday, which was, you know, pretty good for 2 hours of work, bringing her in and the bear in and doing some rough animation. So today what I want to do is, I have a couple of little loose ends to tie up, things I want to fix just with the bear and some materials. And then we'll move on to continuing to like flesh out the animation. For one, I want to clean up her animation. Looks really stupid. She's like floating in like Peter Pan or something on a wire. So naturally we need to make that look a little more realistic. We also then have to continue the motion after this slow motion bit, because there's no animation from here to here. So she'll have to continue to move a little bit, but also the bear has to do something. And I was thinking about following Julia's suggestion, where he'll continue with a sort of in a backflip and maybe try to kick the hedge clippers out. So we may start that motion. I'm thinking as soon as his little paws touch the ground here in the slow motion bit, I may have one of his legs start to come up. And then in this last little half second, his other leg is going to whip up and maybe just start to knock the hedge clippers out of the way. I'm going to hopefully see if that is going to be doable and look okay. You know, we don't have to do much action. I just want to show a little bit of him like starting to kick it out of the way, because the majority of the point of the scene is just him ducking out of the way of the hedge clippers. But it would be nice to continue that action. How was work? Work was much better today than it was yesterday. Yesterday, I was torn between quitting burning the place down or quitting and burning the place down. But luckily today was much better. And ironically, today we had like we had an audit. Like once a year we have there's ISO 9001 or whatever. You have to be certified to that. A lot of the times government and contractors have to be certified to that. And it's just it's a quality standard of, you know, how your business does business, to make sure that you do things consistently and that you have procedures in place, you follow those, you record everything. It's just paperwork crap. But this year we had one that was remote. Like normally the auditor comes and harasses us live in person, but this time it was like most of the time they just brought people in front of the computer, the laptop or whatever, and some of it, you know, they walked around the plant with a cell phone and pointed him around at stuff. But from what I gather, it was pretty easy, and they didn't even bother me. So I'm in my own little room in a fiber room. Let me take these stupid headphones off. I don't actually need these for anything. I'm in my own little room in a fiber room. It's like a sub room of the rest of the manufacturing plant. Unfortunately, I have a lot of windows surrounding my room, but even still, I guess I was kind of smart, and I started to do my most tedious process while I knew they were going to start to do the audit for the manufacturing thing. So the manager looked in, saw that I was doing that, and then just basically walked past and went to the rest of manufacturing. So they didn't bug me. So I had a good day. I don't know why, I was just like super irritable yesterday, and my manager was like, it was like the straw that broke the camel's back, where, you know, like, you know somebody's going to do something annoying and you're twice as let down when they actually do it. And it was kind of like one of those things. But anyway, forget that. Let's animate some cute little bears and some sadistic little girls today. What I want to do is I'm going to pop over to Character Creator, and you know, when we were moving his arms and stuff, we noticed that some of it looks weird. Like we have, you know, he has bumpies sticking out and everything. So I just wanted to do a little smoothing on his mesh there. So I'm going to go to Edit Mesh, Sculpt. I tried to move my camera so while I'm like looking in, you see a little more than just my ear. Let's see. Go to Smoothing. I just want to kind of smooth this out a little bit so it doesn't look quite as deformed. I don't think we see much of it, but just might look a little bit better if we can clean them up a tad. So it's kind of cool that Character Creator actually has some rudimentary brushes built in, and like mesh tools built in. Just makes things super handy. So we don't have to go crazy with this. I just wanted him to look a little bit better for his arms. All right, so that's that. Over in iClone, we just want to make sure that he is. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys were noticed it yesterday, but when I was playing this in iClone, the camera was like bopping up and down a little bit. It was like jittery, and that was the camera I imported from the Blender project. I actually imported it again just from the FBX project that they had provided, and it seems like way smoother, thankfully, because I was figuring I was going to have to try to fix that manually somehow, but this is much nicer. Anyway, oh cool, Jay. I'm glad to see that. That'd be cool. I hope the scanning goes well. It didn't seem like he had like it didn't seem like he had the rig where it has a bazillion cameras. It looks like he had a couple of other options. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that, how that whole process works for you. I know, man. I can't wait. You're going to have to share that scan so we can have a character creator version too. All right, so Mr. Teddy Bear. Send him over to iClone, and this will replace him. New. Okay, so that replaced him. Let's make sure he still has his motion. He does. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so that is one thing I wanted to fix. That seems better now. The other thing I wanted to fix was, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, this doesn't matter so much. I just want to actually just show you. When I created these hedge clippers, I did them, it was originally one prop, and I broke it up into 3 parts in Blender and then imported those 3 parts separately. But since they all started out as the same thing, each of these 3 parts shares the same set of maps, which is kind of redundant and stuff. I can choose the upper level one here, and I can actually just click on this auto link all object textures, and it'll go through, and now see how it has this link thing. It actually just collapses all of these into one set of maps that it shares between the 3, so it just frees up a little bit of resources. So Jay, if that's the case, are you going to do like, are you asking for both and then kind of merge them into one, or are you just going to do like a low res? Hey Nancy's, how's it going? Welcome back today. All right. So in order to keep her from looking so Peter Pan-ish here, I actually think we should have her legs come up, or like body bends back a little bit. I think that would look a little more natural. So I'm going to try for that. Oh, that's cool, Jay. You didn't really miss anything, Nancy. I'm just really starting to get back to where we left off from yesterday. I just did a little bit of cleanup work, so no worries there. How do I do that? All right. Fine, be that way. It's weird because like most of the IK, of course, is normally it's designed to work where the feet are normally planted, and it's trying to correct that. So it's a little weird for me to try to tell it not to move the upper bodies. So I want to rotate the hips, but that normally, there we go. That's what we got to do. That's what I was trying to do. Just trying to create the impression a little more that we're catching a glimpse of her, mid jump. Oh, that is linear. Okay. That's the transform. That's better. All right, good enough for now. What I normally do is I tend to bounce around a lot when I'm doing animations. So I'll like nitpick up something, get a little bit better, but not perfect, and then move on to something else. I'll pick on that, get it a little bit better, and I'll kind of bounce around. So I may bounce back to her a little bit later. But, I tend not to just get myself bogged down too much in any one thing. All right, so I got to figure out what I want to work on next. All right. I guess I'll do his kick next. Yeah, the background's probably going to tackle next session. I want to finish finagling with the background right now. I mean, with the animation right now. I think on Saturday, probably Saturday morning, I'll have another session, and we'll start up the Unreal Engine scene, bring this little bit of animation into it, and then we can start to figure out how we want that set up. And I may start to find some toys or something that we can break and scatter around, the scene too, something like that. This session is probably going to be quick. I'm probably only going to end at 7 o'clock today, and we can all watch Chris or something. I don't know if I'm going to do a lot today. Just sort of wanted to chip away at the animation a little bit more. Oh. Okay, so the bear, Mr. Bear, we close her animation. So I'm thinking we can have the bear start to kick. So it goes like that. We're gonna see, I guess I can bring up his, start to have his right leg come up. Okay. As soon as he touches there, set a keyframe there. And then, and then we'll piggyback on the 270 keyframe. Yeah, I have like a child's play area or something in an Unreal Engine, so I was thinking about using that. So that's going to be the background, and I'll just do the rendering in Unreal, because it's the future and stuff. Just going to move this panel over here. Yeah, I kind of figured I'd have to have an intermediate keyframe there. See if that looks too fast. No, actually that'll be fine. Yeah, I think it works. I just wanted to kind of start his motion so that he has to do less in that, you know, half second. All right, so now I got to continue her so that I can have him kick whatever is above him at the time, I suppose. So let's kind of figure out what that looks like. Let's see. Hello. Oh, his panel's still open, that's why. So on keyframes, just like anything else, any other package you probably have seen, you have transition curves. And there's a bunch of stock ones to choose from. So by default, it tries to do a sort of an ease in, ease out type of thing. But you do have all these other stock ones, and there is also a whole crazy transition curve thing that you can play with, like, and juggle all the timing in like 3D graph action. But normally the ease in, ease out thing works. It kind of flows properly, but going between our stuff here, I think most of it wants to be linear. I notice I think her transform is also not right. Yeah. This way she stays in motion the whole time. So let's see. She moves. I mean, we can fake it. She doesn't have to move quite as much as we think she should. Actually, let's lead with these guys. Not sure how this is going to work. Yeah, if they're something like that. Oh, my neighbor sounds like he's dying up there. Oh. It's like Mr. Stompy Part 2. You're lucky. I'm surprised, actually. I guess probably because I have a lav mic instead of like a normal open mic. Yeah, I hear like creaking, and then I hear like thump bump. It's crazy. I don't know what he's doing. I think he just gets all liquored up and like smashes around up there or something. That's actually too much, I think. Sarah, what the dealio? Why are they? It's got to be a weird keyframe set. There is. That's better. You know what? Preferences. He's really banging around up there. Default keyframe thingamajiggy. Linear. There we go. Just so we stop sabotaging ourselves. Cool. You guys have some active upstairs neighbors too, huh? They should all move in together in one community of like crazy noisy people. Cool. Let's have them do the kick now. Yeah, I hear you. Definitely on an isolated island. Oh man, I had a mother-daughter upstairs probably like 5 years ago or something, and they were like from Brooklyn or something originally. She had that accent. It was just so funny. It was like every day I was like, "Get upstairs and watch this," and hear, "Mom, I don't wanna." It was like every single day. It was crazy. I actually missed the days. Before that, it was a guy who I think he was a budding musician and working on something, and he had a full recording studio up there or something, and you would hear him play the same 10 seconds of music over and over again. But worst of all, I think he would drink a lot while he was doing it, and then he would like pass out drunk while the music was on loop. So it would just sit there and go for the same 10 seconds over and over and over again for like hours until he woke up again. Good times. This guy, well, okay, well, he's a little active today, but this guy's actually not too bad in comparison. Okay, the kick. So I'll have to do an intermediary. Actually, put this over here so you can see what I'm doing. Let me lock his hands down in place. Oops. Yeah, probably not, Dan. But 3001 I have cinched up, no problem. Considering, you know, the quality of people that contribute to Punisher's thing, I don't hold any delusions of like even getting in the top 100, because those guys are like super good. But I'm having fun, and it'd be kind of fun just to have mine in there somewhere, you know. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah, it's totally fun. Clint is a cool guy, and just kind of seeing what everybody comes up with and everything is a lot of fun, and just you know, being part of that is it's pretty cool. All right, what we'll do right at this one, just save where I'm at here. So at this point, I think I can have her release the clippers, because I kind of actually want to have him knock those out of her hand at that point. Whoopsh. So instead of having her hold on, she needs to let go about here. So I got to remember how to do that. How do we do that? I guess that should be the animation. That would actually be on her. That would be the reach target. And I think I just hit release for each of these at this point. And then that should not work. Oh, I guess it did, but I had keyframed in her motion already, so we'll just have to fix that. That's fine. Did I? No, I didn't really do much with her. Other than the transil moving her there. All right then, so I could just do this. Actually wanted that on the last one. All right, fine. Be that way, whatever. Doesn't want to do that. Fine, be one frame early. Sorry I'm not talking much today, guys. Hopefully you're sort of following along with what I'm doing. All right, so I'm just going to copy these over to here. No, that did not work. Why are you not working? Are we sure that those are released? Yeah, they're releasing there. They turn off. All right, so I just got to fix her hands, I guess. So weird. I would really, really like you to keyframe the last frame, though, you bastard. I'll tell you what. Just gonna delete you and then move something, and it'll keyframe it anyway. All right, you are still attached somehow. What the heck? Obviously, this doesn't work the way I think it should. Why you no worky? All right, I got some weird stuffs going on here. That would be a, oh, it actually has this reach track now. That used to be part of constraints, but I guess that's now its own separate track. Let's see what's going on there. Oh, what's going on there is I'm an idiot. Shocking. I don't want this one. Don't know. It seems like, I mean, you should be releasing the reach targets, because basically what happens is reach targets are like, they're little dummy props that are attached to another prop, and that's what her hands are actually, or wrists are actually attached to. And you can release and reconnect those at will, supposedly, but for some reason she doesn't want to let go of these suckers. She loves her hedge clippers. That's cool, Jay. Yeah, so you don't have so many things. You just basically, like with your character, you can just select the things that you want to see, the things that you're actually working with, so you don't have 8 million different tracks to work on, basically. And sort of how it does it is, it also, you can expand it because we have reach targets for individual things. Like that, but they all get folded into one like overarching keyframe holder tab kind of thing, so that you can kind of move all of these at once and manipulate them by using the upper level one. So a lot of times it just makes things easier that way. Yeah, timelines are crazy. Sometimes if I'm working on a really crazy one, I might just move it to a separate screen. I don't know why this reach target is undoing. I mean, other than the fact that I apparently don't know what I'm doing. But she's still acting like she's holding on to it, I think. That's weird. They've changed it since 7, so it's just I really haven't learned how to do that yet in 8. And I kind of thought it was going to be intuitive enough where I would be able to figure it out, but apparently not. That's a bummer. It's weird. It's doing something, but she still seems somewhat attached to it. Because if I delete the reach target release there, then she grabs onto it completely, right? So it's weird. It's like half-ass working. But honestly, maybe that's enough. I don't know. Super duper annoying. Yeah, it's weird. It's like, let go, let go, let go. She's crazed. Oh well, I'll have to look up how that works. For now, I'll just delete it. Yeah, I know, it's weird. It seems reasonable, right? That's how that would work. I mean, it's giving every indication that it's doing it. Let me see. What else could I do? Let's see. Boom. Let's click you. Actually, I want where the clippers are. Here, then you, and then I wonder if it exists somewhere else. No, it's a reach target. I mean, that's where they're kept. There's really no other place to go. So confused. Yeah, I'll have to look it up. Yeah, I'm sure it's something really, really stupid and easy that I'm just not quite getting. So let's not worry about that. What time is it? It's actually almost time to end this anyway. Sorry I wasn't so interactive today, guys. The maximum number of characters I've had in an animation, 19, believe it or not. Yeah, close, Jay. It was 19. If you look at my, what is it, my 3K celebration video, granted, they're not all animating at once, but they're all in the same scene. And as the camera's panning towards them, they're doing something. They're not all moving at once, but yeah, 19 characters in the same scene, and Eichland didn't blow up, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I gotta figure out a way for her to let go. Before we go, let's just have her make some faces or something too. Do we see her face much? Kinda, sorta. I mean, I actually like that face there. Actually, don't know. So before I go, let me interact a little bit with you guys. I feel bad. I've sort of neglected my audience. It's kind of hard to do two things at once for me, especially after a day at work. Have you what's the reason why you're asking, Leo? You just curious how many like how many do you think you can get away with? You thinking about doing a big scene on something? By the way, thanks for tuning in again. Let's do face key, expression. Let's do Victoria. Do you have an expression layer? You do. Just set a keyframe there, and then at 270. So she was a character that was made quite a while ago, and the profile is traditional, which was like the earliest version of the expression set that that Real Illusion used to use. So there's not many, like, basically how expressions work in Character Creator and iClone is that you have this like stock set of expression sliders, and then the expressions are just you know, just ratios, just combinations of these like preset sliders. But they have since like vastly expanded the amount of sliders that you can use. They have a whole, there's actually 3 other expression sets that have been released after this. Plus you can make your own if you wanted to create your own custom expression or something. So we'll see if we can use just this traditional expression set. It's not like we see her face much at all anyway, because it's mainly facing down, so it probably doesn't matter here. If not, it's actually a pretty easy way to dump it in. We wouldn't have it for the bear, but there's there's a facial profile editor. Basically you just load that up. I would edit expressions and see where it says CC4 standard. I could click that. This would actually say traditional, you know, and then I'd be able to do standard or extended here and give Victoria more expressions. And then I can dump her back in here. So we may do that if needed. But I mean, I just think like an evil grin of some sort might be good. We'll do 1500% evil grin. Oh, I gotcha. Was it, I gotcha, Leo. Yeah, right, maniacal laughter. Was it, what was, like, was it just running out, was it just like bogging down and stuff? Or, because one thing you can do is, if it starts to bog down, you have these preset render options here for the real-time renderer. And what I ended up doing was I went down to like either quick mode or minimal, and it downgrades all the graphics, and it just makes it easier for iClone to work, you know, because with all those characters, you have a lot of high resolution textures and things like that for it to deal with. So when you start getting big scenes with lots of characters in them, you just bump down to either quick mode or minimal. And it just makes working, it'll look crappier when you're dealing with it, but it'll work and it won't get so boggy and laggy. And then you can still render, you know, in full resolution, but iClone will be more responsive if you downgrade. Expression layer. I want to have that go sooner, I think. I like the evil look. I gotcha. I don't know that, I mean, that helps too, downgrading the mesh and everything into a lower res like that. But I think just doing the texture thing, you know, just going down like that should help quite a bit. That, or just getting a shit ton of RAM for your system, that helps too. Yeah, Teddy is... It's kind of what I'm looking for. Of course, I want her to like actually let go of the stinking shears when he kicks. Yeah, I mean, that's your biggest thing. RAM will really help you out. Especially because once your system runs out of RAM, then it has to use the hard drive as like a fake RAM. And that's like, you know, 1,000 times slower or something, you know, at least probably 10,000 times slower. I kind of like that so far. I mean, we still need to tweak things, but I got to figure out how to make her release those shears. So I'll do that between now and Saturday. And we'll have her release the shears, and then we'll start to bring this into Unreal Engine and start blocking out and building the whole rest of the scene. Let me just set this on loopy loop. So, I mean, the animation is still not super smooth right now. Especially her jumping in the beginning looks a little wonky still, but we'll get there. I think what happens is she needs to continue rotating a little bit, or I need to have her rotate less, because in that first fast motion she's rotating, and then in the slow motion her body stops that motion, and really it should continue to move a little bit. Maybe I can fix that now since I'm noticing it. Yeah, I mean, that's things like that are just nitpicky. Alrighty. So if I take her to 270, and then I'm gonna save this, open up that, I'm gonna lock her upper body down, and then try to rotate this up more, and then grab both of her legs and move them up more. Actually, I didn't want to move them at the same time, I guess. Oops, none, none. Yeah, so that looks super weird. Just gonna copy that. Oh, just gonna copy that over. And continue that motion some more slightly. And now her hands look really weird, but she'll have let go of the clippers back here. So I'm not really not worried about those right now. That's better. It's so weird trying to like do the slow, the quick, and the slow, because normally you can kind of scrub through evenly and try to judge the motion. It's so weird having a slow motion in between, because you have to like scrub through faster for that almost, right? I think looking at that head on is probably going to be okay. Let's find out. I think that looks a little more natural as far as the motion you'd see if she jumped up and lunged like that. Sort of, kind of. I think I have to back her up a little bit more though, because her hands are kind of going like this. So I think around towards the end, I think she's too close. That is a simple translation. So we could just move her back a tiny bit. So she's not quite as squishy. course, that's going to mess everything else up probably, right? Just got to move her back more now here too. It's all going wrong. Undo, undo, abort, abort. It messed up the fundamental interconnectedness of the universe. Yeah, you know what? Delete the project and start over. I think I might just leave it. I think I might just leave it. Yeah, so I mean, this looks weird, but like I said, I have to have her release those clippers. Yeah, it's hard because it's like I have the reach target and everything is like kind of related to everything else, so it's a little funky. I can convince myself I'm completely and utterly fine with that though. So I think as long as I can get her release these, that's not bad. Well, anyway, everybody, I think I truly am going to call it a night now. Thanks a lot for coming by and saying hi. No, I was wondering that too about audio, but I looked at the rules and they posted some clarification and they said you can put audio in it, but it's not going to be judged with audio and it's not going in any of the montages or anything, so it's useless to add it. Because I was thinking of doing audio, but then because I thought that would be pretty cool, but then also I know most of that audio, like the majority of it is the hedge clipper thing, but doing audio like really sells it. So I was kind of a little bummed that we couldn't add it, or it doesn't serve a purpose. Maybe I'll make a version with it anyway, just for us. But yeah, one less thing to worry about, I suppose. Yeah, exactly. 5 seconds of like drastically different, crazy audio might get really annoying and really strange. I think normally he just puts music in the background or something, so probably not necessary. I think there was one where there were longer animations and we did have sound in it, but for this one, it doesn't really make much sense. especially because most of it, most of it's going to be like, since it's slow motion, what is it going to be? It's all going to be like, no, or something like that, right? Is the video like slow over there, or is that just my computer? So I'm looking at the return and it's like, I don't know. Is the audio and video okay on the live stream for you guys? Or is that just my computer being unhappy? No, that's good. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna pull the plug now. We can chat a little bit after still if you want, but I'm cutting the video. Let's find something here. I'll see you guys probably 10 o'clock on Saturday morning Eastern Daylight Time. So whatever that works out to you. Hopefully I'll see you there. If not, you can catch it, on the recording. Cheers, guys.